that you really belong to, and for generations, this spirit of oppression has come against your bloodline. It's time for you to recognize that you're the power. Somebody out there, your grandfather wants you to know he was the GOAT. He was the one that made the first move. People followed behind him. But as he got older and began to lose his strength, he wants you to know that there was witchcraft. There was witchcraft done on him. People wanted him to believe that his empathy was a sign of weakness, that his tears made him weak. He was a sniffling fool, he says. He says, but he wants you to know today that, baby, he was the GOAT. Some of y'all grandfathers did things that were unheard of in the 50s, the 60s, adopting children, taking care of babies that weren't theirs. There were some real top-notch ass granddaddies. But then these matriarch evil grandmothers, these mothers, these aunties, these grandmas in these families, you know, they never gave the man any praise. Any praise. The only thing you ever hear about older men is how they ran the street. And yeah, a lot of them did, but there were some real good ones. But those are the ones that get overshadowed because they cared. They were family men. They weren't at the bars. They weren't drunk. But then they weren't at the churches either. They understood intuitively what love really was all about. So a lot of y'all been snatched right on up out your family, out of your bloodline, thrown into somebody else's. There's a lot of jealousy that took place back then. Your grandfather said, look at the real story. He owned his own house. Your mom was desperate and ignorant. She sold the inheritance. But then this other side of the family, they knew that your mom was on hard times. So there was a lot of taking advantage of the ignorance. You know, just because you don't know something don't mean people gonna have mercy on you. That's when they really, really dig in. But this generation now, they are only around you because they can't believe you don't see it yet. They're never going to be there for you. If you really look at it, it's right in front of your face. Your grandfather was a giver. Your grandfather was love. He was real compassion. They were born void of feelings. They've been feeding off your bloodline for generation after generation. They do each other wrong. It's time to wake up to these realities. This video is not for everybody. Everybody is not affected. So don't, ask me what I'm talking about. It's for somebody, though. Somebody knows exactly what I'm talking about. You've been affected by this. But your granddaddy said today, baby, hold your head up. He didn't get a chance to meet you, but you're the one. You've been passed the torch to bring honor to the name, to the bloodline, to change it around. You come from something. You are somebody. Your granddaddy said, start calling out his name too. Remember. Tell the grandkids, remember how he got on that train from Georgia, how he got on that train from Mississippi, headed on up north. Tell them what a soldier he was. He said, holler it out. Let them know who the real boss man was. He was not a drunk. He was not barred down and weighed down in a house with 100 children. He was disciplined. He didn't have babies everywhere. He may have one or two. But what I'm saying, he lived decent. Your granddaddy said, don't you dare go forgetting about me, baby. And because when you forget about your granddaddy, you forget about you. All right, guys. I want to thank each and every one of you for listening. And don't forget to remember your granddaddy. Think about your granddaddy. A lot of them did not get the acknowledgement that they deserve. So I'm raising a loud voice to say thank you to my granddaddy. He was one of the ones that hopped on a freight train from Mississippi, baby. He was a mulatto. He was an Indian. But he hopped on that train. He did that. He adopted a child. He did all of that. He was a man. He stood on business and principle. And I refuse to let any of that ever go unrecognized or unnoticed. He shared his name. Yeah, he did that. And he said, yeah, for a bunch of clowns that tried to diminish him and take his goodness and throw it on something else, some old dry bones that didn't know how to love or respect nothing. So go on, get your granddaddy's, his remembrance up. And I'll see y'all back in my next one. All right, Big Daddy, this one was for you. Love you.